Hello, ladies and gentlemen, what's up? This is Papa Bale, and welcome to the channel. Alright, so, I don't know what the dealio is, why people might not like that this is 110% a positional thing, and by design. Okay, we'll do it like 3 different times, and it'll work every time I do it, because it's by design. Right? Okay, here we go. We're going to turn it up to 5 volts. And then we're going to turn on all 3 switches at once. Okay, there's one. Now there's a little difference between the last test that I did and this test, and that's okay. But there's 6 magnets in the rotor now instead of just 3. And it's going to take a little bit of time, but we're just going to let that stop spinning. So I didn't let it get up to speed, because that's not what we're trying to prove here, how fast it goes. We're trying to prove that it starts by itself, basically. And you can argue that me flipping all 3 switches at the same time is virtually the same thing as a capacitor uh, dumping itself, right? You could virtually say it has the same effect, but it's not the same thing at all. It isn't. It's virtually just turning it on and it goes. And we'll slow it down a little bit. Just now I don't know if with 6 there is a place that it can stop where it won't work. Okay, I think it's going to work wherever it stops, but virtually, because of the design, will stop in the same spot pretty much every time. Because this is slightly magnetic, the switch, either its casing or what it's made out of is slightly magnetic, so the magnet will line up with the switch. And because of where the switch is, when I turned it on, it'll be pretty much the most powerful point of the electromagnetism, and off it goes. At least that's the design. It's worked so far. I don't want to prejudice, the experiments. We're just going to let it stop on its own. And then we'll do it again. And then we'll stop it and we'll do it again. Wow, that thing wants to keep moving, dude. It really does. It's got a maglev and it just wants to keep rolling. Wow, dude, it does not want to stop. It doesn't want to stop at all. Oh, here we go. I think this might be, we're getting close. No, we're not. It feels like it's trying to speed up. It's like, wow. Anyway, we can either like do this, or we can just take it for granted that what I'm saying is true. Could do that too. Here we go. Yeah, nobody really wants to take it for granted, and that's like perfectly lined up. Wow, what's going on here? Wow, it's moving. It's so smooth. It's like unbelievably smooth right now. Even though there's friction on the pole, it's amazing. So I think it's gonna settle down at this one right here. I don't know if it's gonna go back again. It might go back one. Yeah, yeah, it's gonna go back, and it should stop at this one right here. Maybe. You would think. Oh, it's gonna go halfway. Yeah. Oh my God. This is the pendulum right here. This is what it is. This is exactly it right here. It's amazing. So it's gonna settle down, and then we'll just do one more test. But you see how it lines up with the switch, right? So as soon as I turn on the switches, it's gonna go on. It's logical, man. The path of logic will lead you to one place, and that's this thing being able to start itself. All right, here we go. Well, what I mean by that is I don't have to push it. I don't have to touch it. So neat. And I bet it'll go about 555, 600 RPMs. And I mean, this right here, just this momentum would take literally closer to 7 to 8 minutes to stop, unless you stop it yourself. And I mean, stop like we just stopped it. It took literally that long. And I stopped it. I put my finger on it and slowed it down. So this is going to spin, and it's going to keep spinning. It's going to stop, but it's going to keep spinning for a long time. So I'm going to turn it on 5 volts when it's still spinning, and then we're going to let it run for a minute. Runs pretty good with 6 magnets. So the drive here is 3 circuits. I could do the math real fast, but there's let me think here. I think 3 strands in 2 of them, and 4 strands in the last one. That's right. So there's 3 times 16. So 30, 52? I don't know. That doesn't sound right, but you know, it's about 50 feet for those circuits, and then about 60 feet for the last one. Or maybe it's a little less, like 45, 45, and then like 70. Moving right along, it's point 7 amps. So 700 milliamps are being drawn on this. 350 RPM. So that's not too terrible for 5 volts, man. That's pretty awesome. And it's just a game, really, man. I got bored, and I'm like, here, I'm gonna make this coil like this, and we're gonna do a pickup coil with this. And we're just gonna use the 32 gauge strand that I, woven in there, and we're gonna have the pickup coil be right on top of the drive coil. But it'll be we'll hook a meter up to it, or we'll hook a light up to it, or whatever we're gonna hook up to it, and it's gonna be more of a generator thing. Um, that should be pretty freaking awesome. Or like another thing, there's lots of things we can do with this. We can do a single series circuit with the 20 gauge, and that would reduce 2 transistors. We could get rid of 2 of those, and we'll do a series circuit with the 32 gauge, and we'll add a transistor. So we'll have 2 transistors, we'll have 2 circuits, one 20 gauge, one 32 gauge. I know, it's like breaking cardinal rules, but who cares, really? um, like if I wanted to, I wanted it to be a generator thing, so I did 32 gauge. If I wanted it to be a double drive, I would have done another 20 gauge. And since I'm not doing that, and it would have just been an experiment to do it anyway, it is what it is. If it's there, I say go for it. But anyway, I think that's awesome, man. This thing starts itself. Peace out. Have a good day. Please subscribe. Bye now.